Welcome to Wayzata High School for girls basketball action on CCX. Tonight it is Robbinsdale Cooper, the defending state class 3A champion, taking on the Wayzata Trojans. Hi, I'm Jay Wilcox along with Bart Iniger. And Bart, breakthrough year last year for Cooper. Not only first time in the state tournament, they went all the way and won the championship. Been a little bit of a tough start though this year. They've got some key players back, but they also graduated some key pieces. They're 1-3, and boy, they don't face an easy task here tonight.
No, definitely not. Wayzata with top two in 4A, and so this should be a good tilt and a good test for Cooper, see where they stand.
Their one win so far was against De La Salle, who was actually ranked #1 in 3A at the time. And their coach, Kiara Buford, you know, she said the schedule early was tough this year. She's not terribly surprised that they've struggled a little bit, but I think it has to be a little bit of a shock to the system. And for the players, though, they have to realize it's a long season, and nobody's going to remember if you started slow in early December. It's what happens at the end.
Exactly, and you know, going 1-3. She said, you know, they got a young team and they've some new roles and some new situations, so they just got to kind of work through that and playing really good competition, but that's going to make them ready for March.
For Wayzata, so far so good. 6-0 start. Everyone knew they'd be pretty loaded coming in. They had a great team a year ago. They returned to everybody from that team. It's early, but I don't think it's a stretch to say this might be the best girls basketball team in Wayzata history.
Yeah, when I was at Minnetonka, faced a lot of very good Wayzata teams, but I don't think they have the depth that this team does. They are deep 1 through 9. They can go into their bench, and foul trouble doesn't seem to hurt them. They've got so much talent that they're tough to play against.
Let's talk about key players to look at in tonight's game, starting with the visitors for Cooper. Kiara Wheeler's a young post player that really gave them a nice presence inside last year, was kind of key down the stretch for them, and she's off to a very good start again this year.
Yeah, just under 18 points a game, 13 rebounds. She's got a formidable task tonight going against these Wayzata bigs, so she's going to have to be crafty and use all of the tools in the toolbox tonight.
And for Wayzata, it isn't often that we talk up a player who's only averaging a little less than 6 points a game, but Mimi Schrader is, if you look up point guard in the dictionary, she'd probably be pictured there. 5-year player for this Trojans team and can do a little bit of everything.
Yeah, I mean, when you talk about floor general, this is the epitome of a floor general right here. She does what needs to be done, and whether that's rebound, get the ball to the right players, or score herself, she can do it all, and they're going to need her to do that tonight.
These teams did not meet a season ago, although they had been playing pretty regularly before that. And of course, they were former section opponents when Cooper was still in Class 4A. So really the type of test that I think makes you better for either team. You're seeing a team from a different conference, a different style, and just a quality opponent.
Yeah, I think this is going to be helpful for both teams. I know Wayzata wants to get to that pinnacle that Cooper was at last year. I know it's different classes, but that's where they aspire to be. And so this is a good test for them. And for Cooper, just trying to find those roles for those different players to step up and see where they can get to.
All right, should be a good one here tonight. It's the Hawks and the Trojans, and it comes your way next here on CCX. We are at Wayzata High School tonight for this girls basketball matchup here between the Cooper Hawks and the Wayzata Trojans, as you see their respective records coming in, and Cooper looking to try and get the ship righted, although not an easy way, that we said here tonight, and they've also got Hopkins coming up Tuesday, so they knew that the challenge was needed to get some tough opponents on their schedule, and they're certainly doing that, and including a few of the ones they've played already so far. You know, he was an opener to Como Park, and now they're undefeated and ranked in the top 5, I think, in Class 3A, and obviously played De La Salle and some other good opponents as well here. So, and Wayzata, I think, has played good but not great opponent so far in this winning streak to start the season for them.
Well, and they know with the class, or I can't say Classic Lake anymore, the Lake Conference coming up, they're going to get plenty of competition in that. There's always good teams there, but a game like this against Cooper, lots of athleticism, quick, lots of pressure. This is going to help Wayzata with some of those things that are going to be coming up in the next couple months.
Take a look at starters for tonight for Coach Buford and the Cooper Hawks. Jayla Relaford, Yara Wheeler, Sierra Lynch, Asia Wheeler, and Arthel Massaquoi, who's been doing some good things for the Hawks this season. They are without Rhea Tribble tonight, who is out with an injury. And the starting lineup for Wayzata, they have got great size up front as they go 6'2", 6'2", and 6'3" in the front line with Callie Tyson, Annika Stewart, and Jenna Johnson. Mimi Schrader and the sharpshooter Jasmine Smiley, one of the guards. As there is a look at Coach Buford for the Hawks, and you don't panic early in the season. He's obviously not liking the losses early on, but it's all part of the learning experience. You see, she had a great career as a player, and coming in and winning a state title as a coach last year in her 4th season doesn't get a whole lot better than that to start a career.
No, that's a very nice way to do that. And as you were saying, this is good for Cooper. They, at the pinnacle last year, had some kids coming back, different roles, and they got to work their way through this. And this is a good way to do it. You play the best competition because you want to get back there and win it again. So play these tough games so that you're ready come tournament time.
And Mike Schumacher, his first year as coach of the Trojans, I believe it was an interim label at that time. He took him to state. Here's a quick, fast break, but hitting the bottom of the backboard is Jenna Johnson there. They had everything set the way they wanted to there, but didn't finish the layup. Asia Wheeler, the shot fake, and then her pass over. The shot just a little too strong for Mimi Wheeler, they call her. Now Mimi Schrader ahead to Johnson, so each team missing one early on here. Stewart with a turnaround, and that is way short. Rebounded by Asia Wheeler. Has Relaford out front. Layup is good.
And that's going to be the key for Cooper, trying to turn those missed shots into quick transition baskets down at the other end.
Tyson around to Smiley, dumping it to Stewart. Jenna Johnson. Stewart will let a long 3 go, and it is right on target. Stewart's a great shooter from out top.
Well, and you like that if you're Coach Schumacher, because now that extends that Cooper D even out farther and gives other players room to maneuver in there.
Lynch back out to Relaford. Cooper's got a couple, fairly good-sized post players, but they're pretty small on the perimeter. Here is Lynch driving, no good, but was fouled and will head to the free throw line as they get a little hand check as she was going into her shooting motion. Looks like Jenna Johnson will pick it up.
And I think that's going to be a big key for the style of play that both teams are trying to establish out here. Wayzata, Coach Schumacher talked to us before the game, and he wants to get that ball inside, probably keep the pace at a decent pace, but Cooper wants to get that thing up and down and use their quickness and speed.
1 for 2 is Lynch, and so the game even up at 3 apiece here. Schrader kicking it back out. Smiley steps into a 3 and hits.
Just good drive and kick action. Just was able to get in the lane, and Smiley doesn't need much time to get that shot off, and nice looking 3.
Wheeler driving it. Asia Wheeler off the glass, left it a little short, but she runs it down herself. Now dumping it down low. Massaquoi, nice catch in traffic, and then was fouled, and she will head to the free throw line. So both teams gonna look to get the ball inside at least somewhat here tonight. Doesn't mean you always have to, take that shot, but they did a nice job of sneaking it in. Tyson will pick up the foul. The lefty Massaquoi shooting and hits the first free throw. Mara Braun, the talented freshman, checking in here for Wayzata. Second free throw is short, and Stewart will run it down. So Cooper trailing at 6-4. Here's Mimi Schrader. Tyson around to Smiley. They look to Stewart. Backing it in against Wheeler and score the hoop plus the foul. Stewart drilling a 3 earlier, this time taking it up strong in the paint. Was fouled and will have a chance for a 3-point play.
Well, and good recognition there. Smiley had just hit the 3 the previous possession, and so her defender's out on her tight, and could not go down and double down at all. So, and here you see Wayzata get into a little full court pressure.
Wheeler's pass to Massaquoi, and she's fouled by Stewart. Good job of coming to meet that pass. Otherwise, instead of a foul, it's probably an interception or at least a deflection, but she got there just a little ahead of Stewart, who couldn't hold up her momentum and ran into her. Double high screen for Asia Wheeler. Now Relaford, thought about letting that one fly, but Schrader got a hand up, and we'll get an illegal screen call against Relaford. Something that you're seeing called a lot more now is that exact type of play there.
Yeah, a little emphasis from the officials on those, and quite honestly, if you're not set because it's so out in the open, those are easy to call.
Tyson to Smiley, and goes back to Callie Tyson. Looking to drive that ball down the baseline, got to the other side, but hit the bottom of the backboard. Tyson gets it back and then was fouled as she tried to make that pass out. I think it's going to be Lynch on the reach in there for Cooper. It'll be her first. And the 3rd team foul against the Hawks. So baseline inbound for Wayzata. They forgot about Braun, and she nails a 3. Boy, instant recognition there. I don't know if they had a certain play call, but it was like, she's open, she's getting the ball.
Probably a little bit of scouting there. It was a 2-3 zone out of bounds, and they just spread, Wayzata just spread them out and had shooters in the corners.
Mimi Schrader, weak side help, coming up with the steal of that entry pass. So the Trojans up big early here, 12-4. Stewart looking for more. It's a little short, and Wheeler the rebound. Now Asia Wheeler. She is so good at knifing through defenders, and she scores with her offhand. There were so many times last year, you're seeing that even in section state tournament play, where it looks like there isn't that much room, and somehow she would get there and be able to get a shot up.
Well, even on that, 3 blue defenders right there. Wayzata defenders, big defenders, and she was able just to slither her way through there.
Yeah, and if you haven't seen her play before, you might have looked at that shot and thought maybe it was a little lucky or unorthodox or whatever, but no, that's her game. Relaford driving it here, try to get it up quick. Massaquoi tied up by Smiley, as we'll get a look at the last buckets here, starting with this quick inbound.
So yeah, a little 2-3 and good recognition by Schrader on that inbounds pass, just seeing the defender turn her head. And there you see the drive, just nice recognition, uses a little contact and able to get the finish.
Into Mimi Wheeler here, looking to drive it on Stewart. Ran out of space, and Smiley up with the steal. Then Asia Wheeler will be called for the foul. So 4th foul on the Hawks, although they are spread out among 4 different players. So Braun will inbound in the backcourt here for Wayzata. Olivia Arnebeck, number 12, is in for Wayzata, checked in at that last stoppage of play there. She has it right now as she looks toward Stewart. Stewart spinning at Wheeler, and off the back of the iron, no good. Relaford looking to push it, but taken away by Arnebeck. Now she picks up her dribble, but is able to get it ahead to Lydia Hay, and then across to Stewart. Almost a foul there again by the Hawks. Here's Hay, turns and shoots, no good. Kept alive and then batted over to Massaquoi. Lynch looking ahead to Relaford. Trojans able to get back that time, although Relaford had leaked out, and if they had spotted her right away, she might have had a layup.
Well, I was just going to say, this is kind of Cooper's pace right here. They got a couple of rebounds. Wayzata got a couple rebounds, but Cooper got the last one and leaked out.
Nice move by Kiara Wheeler to the hoop, and she gets her first basket. And the Hawks have battled back into it, trailing at 12-8 now as they've scored the last 4 points. Hay will let it go from long distance, but it's short, or off target anyway, and rebounded by Lynch for Cooper. Asia Wheeler lost her balance, but got the pass away. Relaford cut off. Now to Wheeler. Asia Wheeler will shoot up a three. It's no good. Nice rebound in traffic. And it bounces out, though, for Massaquoi. Did everything but finish there.
She's done a really good job in there with offensive rebounds. Just hasn't been able to convert any of those, and that's got to be a little bit because of the bigs of Wayzata.
First attempt missed, and then Mimi Wheeler picks it up. Here comes Lynch for the Hawks. It goes off a foot, though, and a turnover. And then Asia Wheeler knocked it away. Smiley gets it back. And the drive down the baseline wouldn't go for Braun, and they throw it out for Massaquoi, who's ahead of everyone. Layup is good. That's her first field goal.
And that's something Wayzata is going to have to be aware of. Any steal, quick turnover, long rebound, Cooper is sending somebody, and they're going to have to be aware of that.
Stewart lets it rip in and out. And Cooper now a chance to tie or go ahead with a three here after the slow start. They're down 12-10 as Asia Wheeler hits the front court. Relaford stops and pops a three, and it's good, and Cooper leads it. And a timeout taken here by Mike Schumacher. Well, they got off to a little bit of a slow start, and you're kind of thinking Wayzata was starting to maybe take control of this one a little bit, but not anymore. 9-0 run here for the Hawks.
Yeah, that's exactly the style of play that Cooper wants to get into. Their quick strike, some converted layups on one end, and then Relaford with a big three there. They are not going to be too patient. They're going to get that shot off quick, and that's gotten them back into it with a 1-point lead.
Went under the screen out high there, and might make you think twice maybe doing that. Sometimes you kind of make a team prove they can hit shots on you, especially a team that has some quickness to drive by you too. Coach Schumacher was saying that we might play a little softer man-to-man defense than maybe what we would against some teams, just because we know they have some girls that can really drive the ball too.
Right, and if I were Coach Schumacher, yeah, I would play that soft and go under the screens and make sure that they were hitting first, and if they hit, then you can come out and guard them a little tighter.
Relaford, after making that last three, it'll be an inbound for the Trojans here as they get it into Mimi Schrader. See what they've got drawn up. They go inside to Tyson and bumped by Mimi Wheeler for her second foul. And those are tough ones. I mean, I think you're probably going to see it on, all the post players on both teams at times are going to feel like, we're just battling in here, and, how much is a foul, how much isn't.
Yeah, especially a game like this, you would like to see some of that stuff just let go. Let these guys play a little bit, be more physical.
Nice drive there by Jenna Johnson. I was really impressed with her the one time I saw them in person earlier this year. She's got a good all-around game. Sophomore at 6'2", and can handle it, can shoot it. Just a basketball player. Trojans back in front by a point. Here's Mimi Wheeler looking to drive it at Tyson. Too hard off the glass, and now Wayzata looking to push it. Hay missed it. Tyson gets the rebound, then is tied up by Asia Wheeler. It'll be Wayzata possession. Brought the ball down just a little bit, and Wheeler just grabbed it with both hands as Tyson tried to go back up.
Yeah, definitely don't want to bring the ball down on this Cooper team. They will get their hand in there for jump balls, deflections.
Wheeler checks out, so Lexi Nance, number 22, reporting in. 5'11" senior. Here's Tyson driving it, and she scores. As Callie Tyson gets her first basket, and the Trojans go up by 3 now as Wheeler, Asia Wheeler bringing it up. A little crossover and then nice dish. Massaquoi scores it.
Boy, and that's what penetration will do for any team. If you got somebody that can get in that lane, draw defenders, and leave somebody wide open.
And Schrader is fouled as Lynch reached in. I think she was going to have a pretty tough shot attempt there. That might be one that you wish you'd have back and not reach and just, you know, get ready to rebound a potential miss there, because that was going to be a hard shot. So second foul on Lynch. She joins Kiara Wheeler as having 2. Schrader knocks the free throw down, so all 5 starters have now scored here for the Trojans. You see the 2 subs, Braun and Smiley, coming back in. Second free throw is also good, and so Wayzata's lead is 3 again at 18-15. A good first half here. Wayzata started out strong. Cooper passed them by briefly, and now the Trojans back in the lead here by 3. Wheeler looking inside. Tyson, though, with the steal. Long arms are able to defend that one well. Braun looking back out with it for Smiley's 3. That's short. Johnson, the rebound. She was fouled by Nance. And so free throws upcoming here as Johnson, a good, this is one of those where you say you probably were going to give up a layup if you don't foul here, so maybe not so bad, but Cooper now has committed 7 team fouls. Johnson's first free throw good, one more coming here. That's got to be a little bit of a concern for Coach Buford, is that they've racked up some fouls here in this first half.
Here's Wayzata in that 1-2-1-1 full court press, getting a steal out of it.
Schrader missed the shot though after getting the steal. Now Lynch into the front court here for the Hawks. Asia Wheeler. Drops it back out. Lynch will hand it to Relaford. Relaford over to Lynch from the left wing. That's off. Massaquoi, though, with a nice rebound. Goes up in traffic and missed it. Then rips it away from Johnson and scores. Wasn't ready to give up on that one.
No, that's just great persistency there.
Hawks back to within 3. Now they try to go to Johnson. Nice catch in traffic, and she was fouled. Nance is getting up real aggressive on her, and so she's now picked up a couple. Going to call this before the shot, so it'll be 1-and-1 here for Johnson. So they brought Nansen out the bench to sub in for Kiara Wheeler, who had picked up 2 fouls. Now she quickly picks up 2.
And that could be a big key as Wayzata goes 9 deep and Cooper is about 7 deep, when, especially with Tribble injured, that just hurts their depth.
Johnson buries a pair, so she has 6 points. The lead is 5 for Wayzata, and then it's thrown nearly away, but recovered by Asia Wheeler. Asia Wheeler goes all the way, and it rolls off. Nance, though, gets it back, had her shot partially blocked. Then it is Massaquoi again, just staying with it inside. Wow. And a quick answer at the other end from Braun. No hesitation there, went up and nailed it. 5-point game again. And it slipped away there, and then we get a foul call, I believe, on Smiley, trying to cut between 2 Cooper players and come up with the steal. So Jasmine Smiley will pick up her first. Stewart reports back in here for Wayzata. Relaford the inbound net half court here with her team down 24-19. Gets it to Asia Wheeler. Massaquoi comes to the top to get it. Lynch will bring it out and get their offense reset here. Relaford around to Nance. Massaquoi calling for it inside. She'll kick it back out Pretty good recovery defensively. Relaford a crossover and a floater, no good. Nance rebounding. Almost lost the handle, but gets it out of there. They go right back into Nance. Turns with the left hand, short, but Massaquoi the rebound. Now Wheeler has that one blocked by Stewart. Down low, Asia Wheeler is fouled. Cooper just keeps on coming.
And that's the kind of possession that they need. Things are not falling for them, but they're doing a great job of at least getting a hand on the ball, tipping it, and Massaquoi's done a phenomenal job in there with their offensive rebounding.
Asia Wheeler hitting the free throw. See Hay coming back into the Wayzata lineup. Stewart will sit down. That was her second foul, so it's possible we won't see her anymore this half. And Wheeler hits the free throw again for the Hawks. She has 4 points. It's 24-21 Wayzata here in this first half girls basketball action on CCX Sports.
Now with some of that foul trouble mounting up, Cooper's going to a 2-3 zone and a nice flare screen up top for Smiley and knocks down another three.
Trojans lead it by 6 after that make. Wayzata has been on target. That's the fourth three they've hit in this first half. Wheeler, good help side defense coming over and knocked away now. Schrader has Smiley with her, and Smiley will get an easy 2. The lead is 8. Now Asia Wheeler looking to attack and was tied up by Smiley, and then they get their feet tangled a little bit after that. Alternating possession will go to Cooper. Did a good job collapsing down low around the post player, and it ultimately leads to the layup. Asia Wheeler inbounding here to Relaford. Their team now down by 8. They had whittled it back to within a couple points not too long ago. And a nice deflection by Braun, and Tyson up with the steal. Tyson's going to look to go all the way and gets the layup. So a 10-point lead now, biggest of the night for the Trojans, as Cooper has started to really struggle to get much going offensively of late, and Wayzata's gotten a couple of easy hoops after turnovers. Way across court, Wheeler almost wasn't ready for that one. Asia Wheeler with Smiley defending her. And now Relaford coming back out top. Lynch around a screen, but right into 2 big players out front. Now ahead to Braun. Layup is good. And Wayzata rolling right now. They are up 12. Timeout, Kiara Buford. Good stretch for Wayzata here, Bart. They have looked sharp in a lot of phases, including defensively, obviously, these last few times.
Yeah, that's where it's really started for them. The last few possessions, they've gotten deflections, some hands on the basketball, and then we're able to convert those into easy baskets down at the other end and extend this lead to 12.
It's been pretty cool to see that, kind of the evolution of just basketball too. To see, 15 years ago, you wouldn't see 6'2" post players who could run the floor like that and lay it in and look very comfortable doing it. But we're seeing some pretty good post play on both sides tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And, offensive rebounds by Massaquoi in there, and then post stepping out and shooting threes. And yeah, the game of basketball has really exploded in terms of offensive efficiency and what all players can do. It's not just those little guards stepping out and shooting now. It's posts, and it's fun to watch.
Another thing, when I'm watching this game here tonight, you came here as a visiting coach, so you could tell me, but I feel like this gym is a good shooter's gym. Is it just me, or is it kind of feel that way?
Yeah, I would agree with you. I felt like our teams, when we got here, because you got the bleachers that are back a little bit farther, so there was some good, depth perception there for kids, and I felt like the rims too were forgiving.
Mimi Wheeler looked to drive it, but found no space. Now Asia Wheeler spinning. Wayzata doing a great job on help D. Coach Schumacher thought Relaford walked there, and I think he was right.
Well, and you can see now Wayzata just playing in. They're not extending outside the three-point line.
Wheeler gets it in, and Massaquoi able to finish a tough one in traffic again. She's been solid here tonight, has 11 points. Trying to keep her team in it. Down low, Johnson is all alone. Mimi Wheeler has 2 fouls, so she just kind of had to back off.
Yeah, great pass by Tyson there. She saw her inside and nobody around her, and then like you said, got the 2 fouls, so easy to get that one.
Down low, Kara Wheeler looking to attack against Tyson, missed it, but an offensive rebound by Massaquoi, and then was fouled. Smiley got the worst of that collision, but she might end up with the foul here. Be her second. And Arnebeck will come back in, and Smiley will check out here as Cooper will inbound on the baseline. That was only the 6th team foul against the Trojans. Tried to go into Wheeler, but Tyson knocking it away. Asia Wheeler to the corner to Relaford. And then the pass knocked free. Goes to the floor, and then Massaquoi comes back with it. Gets the pass from Relaford in traffic and scores again.
She has been everywhere.
Is lightning here tonight. Good pass, too, by Relaford. It looked like it wasn't going to be too easy to sneak that one in there, but she put it right on target. So the lead is back to 10 now for Wayzata. And Lynch up with the steal there. Lynch is going to attack, and let's see, we have a travel call, looks like. And kind of a indecisive. Yeah. He was making sure the other official didn't have a foul call, I think. So Braun will bring it up court. 3.5 to play in the first half, and Wayzata by 10. Back out, Callie Tyson will shoot a 3, and that's good. Wayzata looking very efficient offensively here in this first half. They're up by 13.
Well, that's great recognition. That's a tough pass to make, going across your body back to the other way.
Ooh,
nice
Braun sends it out.
But on that last 3, she's driving to the left. And you see she's got to come back across her body and throw that pass. But nice recognition. And Tyson hits the open look.
Boy, and making threes or just jumpers in general is kind of contagious too. I mean, each of these Wayzata shooters right now look pretty confident.
Yeah, you get some momentum rolling, and that lead can jump quick if you're hitting threes like that.
And for Wheeler, knocked away. Then she knocked it back away over to her sister. Here's Asia Wheeler, drives and is fouled. They've done a pretty good job of cutting off her driving lanes. Only has 1 field goal and a couple free throws here tonight. At that time wasn't going to take no for an answer, and gets in enough to draw the foul. Braun will pick it up.
Well, that's where Wayzata's defensive strategy, that just pack it in, try and take away driving lanes, make them prove it. They've only Cooper's only hit 1 3, so if they're not going to hit threes from out there and make you extend, then you can pack it in and use that size and length to really defend well.
Wheeler's free throw no good, and that length really, I think, can bother three-point shooters too, even if you're maybe not out directly right on them. A couple times I saw Relaford look at the basket, and there was just somebody much bigger than her up getting an arm up. Braun misses, but then gets the pass back from Johnson and scores. Great vision by Johnson. Well, we're talking about some of the others who've been lighting it up. How about off the bench, Braun with 9 points.
That's the beauty. Oh,
that's going to be the 3rd foul, too, on Kiara Wheeler. Oh, that really hurts the Hawks. So she'll check back out, and Massaquoi back in as you have a look at the good court vision there in the last one for the Trojans. Schrader getting it to Tyson here. 2:10 to go first half. Wayzata rolling. They lead by 15. Arnebeck across now, Mimi Schrader. Not sure if they're working clock here or just wanting to get a good possession. Maybe a little of both. Ron is left wide open, then steps in a little closer and knocks down another one. Boy, they're going to graduate some good seniors off this team, but the future looks pretty bright too, especially with a player like Mara and Jenna Johnson's a 10th grader.
Yeah, some good depth here at Wayzata.
17-point lead, biggest of the night here for the Trojans. Cooper really struggling to find offense in these last 5 minutes or so. They were kind of matching Wayzata for a while there, but not lately.
Yeah, you just see the driving lanes have been closed up, and it's really made Cooper have to struggle on the offensive end.
Lynch had that one blocked, and then ultimately Tyson winds up with it, then ripped away from her by Lynch. Over to Massaquoi, and her strong first half continues. That one really created by Lynch. Under a minute to go now, and it's a 15-point lead for the Trojans. Schrader over to Tyson. Fake the screen and then dives to the hoop, knocked away from her by Nance. Looked like that one maybe was going to be a layup. You look at that pass, stolen away and then just ripped right back.
Well, and that's always been a Cooper team. They're just very active on the defensive end and get their hands on lots of basketballs through deflections and steals, and that's how they create some easy offense for themselves. Nice
fake by Johnson, and she goes in for the layup. And looks like we have an injury here. Turned ankle for Lynch. She's going to hobble over to the bench. So that doesn't help their depth situation. Victasia Levy, number 24, has checked in for Cooper a moment ago. And now Lynch hobbling to the bench with what looks like a turned ankle. Asia Wheeler with the drive, but unable to finish. There's Nance going up in traffic. Missed it. Tyson tied up by Massaquoi, and the alternating possession will go Wayzata's way. Cooper coming with some pressure here as Wayzata looking to get up a last shot probably here. Ahead it comes to Braun, 2-on-1. They'll go right away because they get a layup out of it, and Johnson scores it.
Great unselfishness, just making that little extra 4-foot pass to get the easy layup.
Relaford for 3, and it is good. And that's going to bring us to halftime with Wayzata leading it by a score of 46-30, although Cooper does come up with the hoop right before halftime. We'll be back with more of our coverage here of this Cooper Wayzata girls basketball game on CCX.
What makes your community feel like home? Is it knowing what's happening in your neighborhood? Or when people know your name? Connections make us a community. For more than 30 years, Northwest Community Television has connected citizens, neighbors, even sports fans through video. As life gets busier than ever, we will still offer you a connected community experience through CCX Media, so you can stay connected to the place you call home.
First time I tried Vicodin, it was laying around my mom's house. And then I kept taking them whenever I could get them. I didn't know they'd be this addictive. I didn't know how far I'd go to get more.
Opioid dependence can happen after just 5 days. Know the truth, spread the truth.
Welcome back here to Wayzata. The Trojans leading Cooper at halftime. We're joined by Coach Buford from Cooper, and for a while you were hanging right with them. They kind of went on a run at the end. You know, what led to that, would you say?
Some just defensive breakdowns. I think that we got to stay with it and be consistent, stop turning the ball over. We got to take care of it, make better passes and a couple better decisions. I would like to see them reverse the ball more on offense just to kind of move the defense around. You know, if we get a turnover, they're going down and getting layup looks. We got to kind of eliminate those looks.
A little bit of foul trouble and then a late injury too. It's kind of chipping away at your depth, it felt like in the half, isn't it?
Yeah, hopefully she can bounce back and re-tie her shoe up. But yeah, we've struggled a little bit. And then fouls too, just staying straight up. You know, with their size down low, we got to play discipline. I'm telling my girls to play 3/4. If she gets it, we got to be straight up down low.
Thanks for joining us, Kara. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
That's Coach Buford from Cooper. Her team trailing at 46-30 here at halftime. We'll have more coverage here from Wayzata in just a moment.
I already knew that I was going to go to college, you know, from a young age. I definitely want to major in political science. After that, I'm going to get my law degree. Then I'm going to come back to Detroit, boost the economy, become the mayor or something, try to make the situation better for other people. I feel like I owe it to the city. I'm determined. It's going to happen. My name is Justin, and I am your dividend.
What makes your community feel like home? Is it knowing what's happening in your neighborhood? Or when people know your name? Connections make us a community. For more than 30 years, Northwest Community Television has connected citizens, neighbors, even sports fans through video. You can learn about the latest news through our truly local newscast. We cover and air around 150 high school sporting events every year. For our cities, we air parades and city meetings that you can watch whenever you want. Then, any citizen of our cities can create and share their own original content. We'll even teach you how to use the equipment too. We have always provided you with a connected community experience. And as life gets busier than ever, we will continue to engage, inform, and inspire through CCX Media, so you can stay connected to the place you call home.
46-30, the lead for Wayzata at halftime here as the Trojans really pulled away later in that first half and really had a strong offensive first half as we check out some of the highlights from this contest here tonight. Wayzata doing a little bit of everything, shooting the ball well. Stewart, the 6'3" junior, knocking down a three in the early going. Then Schrader turns the corner, kicks it back out. Jasmine Smiley made a couple of threes in the half as well for the Trojans. They shot it well, and then a quick inbound just zipped over to the corner. Mara Braun, who had a great first half off the bench. Cooper early on was matching the Trojans. There's a three from Relaford, one of a couple that she made from deep. And Asia Wheeler dishing over. The real story was Massaquoi in the first half. 15 big points for her. But the Trojans were just efficient offensively. Smiley getting another three to roll home there. Relaford's drive knocked away. The length of Wayzata really gave the Hawks some trouble. Tyson just goes all the way and lays that one in, and she had 3 buckets in the first half. This time she triggers it ahead, and Braun, the talented freshman, able to finish that one. See the scores, Massaquoi leading away with 15 for Cooper, and Relaford at 8, Johnson a dozen, Braun with 11, and Smiley with 8 for the Trojans. We'll take a quick timeout and come back with more here in just a moment.
Hi, Meals on Wheels.
I'm Marco. I'm a college student, and I volunteer as a driver for Meals on Wheels.
I think it's awesome meeting these people. I mean, they're so interesting. They've had so many wonderful experiences in life. Your community helps to raise you up into the person that you become. Meals on Wheels is a great way to give back to that community.
Pretty superb performance by Wayzata in that first half. Coach Schumacher, what did you tell the girls at halftime? Just more of the same?
Well, offensively, we liked the pace in our where we thought we ran the floor pretty well, got some good transition looks. on the defensive end, we need to shore some things up, particularly defensive rebounds. They're getting in there for some old boards. They're stripping us when we get our hands on the old boards a little bit. So those are a couple things that we addressed. But on the offensive end, we like 46 points at half.
All right, Mike, thanks for joining us. Good luck.
Thank you so much.
That's Mike Schumacher, the Trojans head coach. Bart, take it away. I'll be right back to join you.
So both teams getting some things accomplished that they wanted to in this first half. Wayzata more so, obviously, than Cooper, with a 16-point lead as we get ready to start the second half here. The two things that I had written down, Coach Schumacher alluded to, was they got to find where Massaquoi is and box her out. They got to do a much better job on the glass, keep them off the offensive board. I would say that Cooper probably got half their points off the offensive rebounds, and then they got to take care of the ball. That's the other thing that they struggled with, was Cooper got some steals, some deflections, and they got to do a much better job of taking care of the ball. And for Cooper, they got to try and create some more offense out of their defense. They struggled in their half-court offense. Coach Buford talked about reversing the ball, and yes, I totally agree. They got to move that ball, try and make the defense move, because right now Wayzata is just camping in the middle and not giving them any driving lanes at all.
Inbounded here to Asia Wheeler as we begin half number 2. Their team down by 16. I mean, if you're looking for a silver lining if you're Cooper, you have to figure Wayzata's probably not going to shoot that well again for a second half in a row. I mean, you don't just bank on that, but inside it goes, and Mimi Wheeler scores it. She had 3 first-half fouls, but they go into her quickly there after reversing the ball like they wanted to see. Here's Tyson, shot no good, but the rebound and putback is good for Jenna Johnson. So both teams have probably allowed more offensive rebounds than their coaches would like.
Yeah, most definitely. That's not a part of the game that you take lightly. You need to make sure that those things are shored up if you want to be playing in March.
Turnover there by the Hawks as it hit Lynch last. So Lynch was the player who was hobbling and able to come back and at least start the second half. Smiley knocks down another one. What did Coach say to us tonight before the game? He said, Jasmine, at times she could go off for 27 points on a night. I don't know if she'll get there, but she's been hot.
Yeah, just that happened in the first half too, where Schrader just nice little drive and kick and finds her on the wing.
Wheeler short with that one. And now Smiley looking to push it the other way. Callie Tyson's going to attack at Wheeler, and she draws that 4th foul. Tyson, I guarantee you, knew that Wheeler had 3 and looked and just said, I'm going for it.
There's that little drive and kick. Nice. That's all you need to do, is just a couple quick hard dribbles in and draw the defender.
So the body foul there. Tyson's free throw no good. And we saw that at least a couple times in the first half too, Bart. It looks like a relatively simple, basic thing that Schrader did there, but boy, is that valuable.
Yeah, I mean, when you can create offense without running your regular offense, just drawing a defender in a little bit and giving that shooter a little extra time and space to get that shot off, that's so effective, and it just helps the team get rolling.
And to get her the ball just at the right time like that too. Whenever you practice shooting drills, you're practicing kind of on a rhythm where you're just catching and scoring it. And that pass going to be called a kick ball there. Wheeler tried to sneak it through to Nance, and it hit Tyson's leg. And they ruled that it was a foot block intentionally there. So Cooper gets the ball back. They're down 19 though. I mean, they have to, you're not going to get 19 all at once. You have to just kind of concentrate on having good possessions here and string a few together. Asia Wheeler will shoot it. That one's well off, and Tyson the rebound. Tyson looking to push it up the court. Johnson driving into the lane, and let's see, we're going to have a blocking foul against Massaquoi there.
First personal on the Hawks, number 45.
So Johnson to the free throw line here for Wayzata. And misses the first free throw. So the Trojans starting 0 for 3 to begin the second half after shooting pretty well from the line in the first. In fact, they were perfect at the line. And misses a pair. Sometimes you get, I think you don't get warmed up again as good, you know, for that second half.
Yeah, most definitely. You're usually coming out with about 3 minutes left, and that's not a lot of time to get those muscles loosened up like you do in the first half.
Relaford's pass stolen. Tyson ahead for Johnson. And Lynch able to strip it away. It'll be Wayzata ball. 3 subs coming in for the Trojans now as Braun, Arnebeck, and Hay will report in.
Arnebeck, Hay, and Braun check in for Wayzata.
Well, this is where that luxury of having a deep bench is really going to help Wayzata. They just keep coming in with fresh legs and fresh bodies.
Stewart, a nice job pinning the defender, and she scores off the glass.
Yeah, that was just great execution off the inbound play there, setting a great screen. Screener wasn't open, but the roller was, and nice job in a travel down at the other end, so Wayzata gets it back.
Boy, the good help D again. Wheeler just couldn't find any space to get through there.
She had a couple of openings in that first half, but things have just closed up immensely in second part of the first half and the second half here.
There's a steal by Levy for the Hawks. Yeah, you get the feeling they maybe are going to just have to change something up, you know, defensively or whatever to try and get something going. There's Massaquoi inside for 2. 17 in the game now for her. Braun getting a high screen. Look towards Stewart, then across to Smiley, and here's Stewart open for a baseline jumper, and it's good.
That's exactly what Cooper needs to do. That ball moves side to side, couple of reversals, and Stewart just a nice 8-footer.
Nance coming way out to get it now. Relaford trying to go inside. Stewart knocking it away, and Smiley up with it. Across to Hay, but that one yanked away by Levy. Relaford looking to push it now for the Hawks on the run, no good. Massaquoi, though, comes away with that rebound, but missed inside. Trojans looking to push it. Hay, and missed that one. Asia Wheeler looking to get some space, and that time will be a blocking foul, and she'll shoot 2. They tried to close it off again and force travel, but instead going to be called a foul on Jasmine Smiley. It'll be her 3rd. So Wheeler, who was held to 4 in the first half, makes this free throw. Lynch back in, Tyson back in for the Trojans. And misses the second. Tyson and Nance go for the rebound. It's a tie-up. It'll go Wayzata's way, but next one, of course, then will go to Cooper. So Nance, even though they don't get the ball right here, at least a good hustle to make that happen.
So now you see Cooper starting to change it up a little bit, come out in some full court pressure.
Tyson spinning, foul by Massaquoi, and she'll shoot free throws. Be the second on Massaquoi as you get a look at the spin move here. Just brought that left arm down across the wrist of Tyson. Free throw is good. Makes a pair, and it's 57-35 Wayzata. They were up 16 at halftime, and now up 22 here. Cooper really in danger of falling way out of this one. Levy trying to dump it inside, traveled and never pivot foot established very well there. And then the pass was stolen anyway. Cooper again coming with some pressure. They get it into Schrader with Levy on her. Nice flash to the basket by Braun, and the layup is good. Boy, Mara Braun would be a star on a lot of teams here. She's coming off the bench, and she just looks like she has a complete game.
Just a great cut on that. Recognize that there's so much pressure and just made a nice little front cut in front of the defender, and good pass in and good finish.
Arnebeck across to Schrader. Now Callie Tyson looking to drive between defenders, and she scores. Nice move.
This is one of the dangers when you have to pick up full court and put pressure on you to get yourself back in the game. You start missing some of those lanes to help each other out defensively, and Wayzata's taking advantage of it.
Asia Wheeler shooting a three, no good. Tyson saving it into Schrader. Schrader pushing it back the other way. A 3-on-1 layup is good. First bucket for Mimi Schrader, and the Trojans blowing it open here, leading 63-35. Down low for Massaquoi, knocked away, and another turnover forced. Hay up with it. Get the sense Cooper's getting a little bit tired now too. They haven't, been able to sub quite as much as Wayzata. Tyson at the edge of the lane. They keep the ball moving, and then a jumper up. Oh, halfway down for Arnebeck. And we'll get a foul call going against Wayzata, I believe, on Hay, trying to get that ball back. Mimi Wheeler back in. Stewart and Johnson come back in for Wayzata.
To your point, Wayzata just three subs at a time, keeping fresh bodies, fresh legs, and Cooper's starting to look like they are a tired team and worn down.
Asia Wheeler into the front court here for the Hawks. Gonna stop and fire that one up, and this one is good for three. We had a good angle to see it, looked good all the way, and good backspin. Able to knock that one down. Probably not the strongest part of her game, but she can make threes.
Well, and just for her sake, just a confidence booster moving forward.
Stewart, a turnaround, no good. Nice rebound by Kiara Wheeler. Asia Wheeler looking left. Relaford will let it rip, and off the glass and good for three. That's her third three of the night.
I have headphones on, so I couldn't hear her call bank, but we'll assume she did.
Cooper still trailing by a giant margin, but at least getting a little something going. Now Tyson the drive and scores it. Nice left-hand move. Boy, she's just efficient. That one power dribble and could get all the way and reach those long arms out and lay it in.
Yeah, you love it when a kid from, free throw line extended up can get there in one dribble. It just makes you so much more effective at getting a strong power move to the hoop.
Wheeler looking to attack against Tyson. Has it blocked, and Tyson up there with it. Trojans pushing it the other way. Arnebeck is fouled by Relaford.
Not sure if this is by design or not. I'll have to ask Coach Schumacher, but they've done a really phenomenal job of getting one person out in front of this Cooper defense, and I don't know if they have talked about that and sending one as soon as the shot goes up, or if they just get out so quick, and that's just their athleticism.
Arnebeck gets her name in the score column with those two free throws, and it's 67-41 now in favor of Wayzata. They've had their share of blowouts in the early going here, and right now this is looking like it might turn out to be another one. Relaford dumping it inside, and then around it comes. Nice shot fake by Asia Wheeler. Floater no good. And then Tyson getting tied up there with Massaquoi as the alternating possession will go Cooper's way. Wheeler will inbound here, Asia Wheeler. Relaford across to Mimi Wheeler. She'll shoot that 15-footer, no good, and Stewart the board. Mimi Schrader bringing it up. Relaford really getting out and challenging her. Tyson. Back out, here comes Johnson driving it. Handing it over to Arnebeck for the floater. And she gets it back and will head to the free throw line. Relaford will pick up the foul here for the Hawks, and you just kind of sense they're a little bit frustrated now and just, you know, getting beat to some of these loose balls.
Those 50-50 balls that they were dominating in the first half are starting to go more toward Wayzata now.
Smiley comes back into the Trojans lineup. And Arnebeck makes a pair again here. She's 4 for 4 from the line here in the last couple minutes. 69-41 Trojans. Asia Wheeler across to Mimi Wheeler, trying to lob, but it really wasn't there. It's going to stay with Cooper, but Stewart's got long arms. They tried to throw over, and it just wasn't, you could see there wasn't really a good angle to get that one there. Wheeler will inbound here and try to go to Mimi Wheeler. She is able to run it down. Gets down the baseline across to Asia Wheeler. And the floater wouldn't drop. Rebound, though, is good for Mimi Wheeler. So a 69-43 lead for the Trojans. Smiley thought about it. Now we'll take it on the run, and that one's off target. Kara Wheeler outletting to Relaford. She's going to stop and fire. That one's not close. And Schrader out of there with it now for Wayzata. Smiley coming to the top as Relaford switches onto her. Schrader looking way across now for Tyson. She'll shoot up a three. That's short. Batted loose, and it comes back to Tyson. Step through and score.
Well, that's what happens when you can reverse the ball or skip it across like that. That makes that defense have to shift so quickly. She gets a shot, but because the defense is coming out on the shooter, leaves some wide open lanes for offensive rebounders.
Levy down the middle. Pass was blocked by Tyson. Asia Wheeler, though, gets it back down low. Massaquoi, another hoop. Ooh, and then a big collision as Tyson and Massaquoi both hit the deck hard. Down low to Stewart. And missed it, gets it back again and missed it. Flipped up and in by Arnebeck. Wow. That was a circus shot underneath. I think she thought she was fouled, but tossing that one up. Coach Schumacher, I think, was upset that the first one looked like a clear foul and a pretty hard one, and they let it go. He's kind of saying, you know, that's how games start to get away if they don't call those. Schrader down low. Arnebeck, layup no good. Smiley, though, grabs the rebound. Here comes Tyson. Missed it. And chased down by Levy.
Well, this is the first time I've seen this Wayzata team. I'm really impressed with the way that they pass the ball. They make that extra pass. They're unselfish. They don't. They're not looking for me. They're looking for the open player.
Asia Wheeler driving between two defenders and scores. She certainly hasn't given up. I mean, it's been a struggle tonight for the Hawks. Across for Smiley for a three. That one's no good. Schrader gives it to Stewart. Blocked, but then Tyson is there. And a timeout taken by Wayzata as they're going to make a few substitutions, it looks like. little over 6 to play here. Trojans blowing this one open.
Yeah, just, you got to love that when they move the ball like that. And I know that wasn't a pass on that last one, but just the relentlessness of Wayzata right now.
Tyson's come out strong in the second half with 4 buckets, including that last one. And she's the type of player that, you know, you can pile up some points because you're going to get some of them on the offensive glass, and you're also going to be a driver and a shooter. It kind of has a little bit of everything in her game.
Yeah, she's a really complete player, and it's, you know, when you have multiple players like that, you can really do a lot of things and be very creative on the offensive and defensive end for that matter.
And what you said earlier is true. I mean, you really get the impression that they don't really care who scores as long as it's a player in blue, a Trojan that scores.
Well, and I think, you know, part of this stems from they know what the ultimate goal is. Where they want to get to. They didn't get there last year to the state tournament, and I think they were very disappointed. So they're hungry. They know that they have one mindset and everybody's on the same page.
Mimi Wheeler almost lost the dribble, but keeps it alive, then dumps it out and low to Massaquoi, and she was fouled as she tried to go up between 2 defenders and will shoot free throws. Obviously their team hasn't had a great night, but Massaquoi had a really strong first half and has continued it somewhat here in the second half. She has 19 points. Make it 20.
Well, and while Cooper is taking one on the chin tonight, I think this is the kind of competition that they need to play, and their young players are going to have to continue to work through finding their roles and stepping up into new situations and new roles that they're maybe not comfortable with or familiar with. But the more that they play this type of competition, it's just going to help them down the stretch.
Stewart, no good, but Massaquoi will be called for the foul. That'll be her 3rd. And those ones, like I talked about earlier, those are always kind of tough for the defender because you feel like the offensive player is sort of allowed to bang into you, but when you bang back, then the whistle goes. And I'm not saying it wasn't the right call or anything like that, but post players defensively, not the first one who had that feeling that she has right now.
Well, and when you hear from refs all the time, you know, if you're straight up, they're going to let it go, and I felt like she was straight up, and who initiated the contact on that? And there's got to be some contact that's just let go. So not an easy job being a ref. I know that. So we'll forgive them every once in a while.
And obviously Massaquoi at the other end would like that call to go her way when she's on offense too. Levy pass goes out of bounds there. Kind of rushed it, trying to dump it down low. Braun bringing it up against Lynch. Lynch slowed by that ankle injury a little bit. Down low it comes to Johnson, stepping through for the layup.
Now that's something you can tell that she's worked on many, many, many times. Great little step through move in the post and create space to get that easy 2.
Here's Wheeler looking to go to work, and she scores. Wow, that's a nice move right there.
Same thing right there. That was, yeah, lots of hours and hours on working on that move and did a nice job.
78-51 Trojans looking to move to 7-0. Johnson had it knocked away. And Massaquoi, great hustle, but she was either her foot or her knee was on the out of bounds line as she was saving that one, so it'll be Trojans ball. They get it into Stewart. She's going to launch at 3, and it's perfect. Annika Stewart burying that one. 14 for her tonight, and the lead is 30.
Well, the thing that makes Wayzata so dangerous is just the balance. Just every player can put it on the floor. Every player can make great passes, and most of them can post up. So, you know, how do you pick your poison?
Massaquoi, nice feed to Relaford, no good. Rebound Massaquoi, scores and a foul.
she's just fun to watch. I don't think I've seen too many players, men or women, that have been that relentless on the offensive board. She just has a knack for the ball. I mean, that shot goes up and she is immediately going to the offensive board. And if you don't have a body on her right away, she's going to get it.
Misses on the free throw. I like the way she just goes right back up with the ball too. It's almost like she kind of dares you to foul her there. I was just like, I'm going to go right at the hoop, and you know, if you can block it, good for you, but many times you won't.
Well, and so many players put it down. They bring it down to their waist, or she keeps that ball up, and like you said, she just goes right back up with it and dares you.
Relaford, a nice steal. Relaford, no good, but was fouled by Hay. And she hasn't all, you know, everything hasn't gone perfect for Relaford tonight, but I'm going to really single her out for working hard defensively. She's continued to just work her tail off out there, and admittedly Cooper's looked a little bit tired, but Relaford just continued to get after it. Free throw's good. She has 12 points tonight. And Autumn Johnson, number 15, reporting in now for Cooper. Second free throw also good by Relaford. Knocked away, and Wheeler will get the steal. Asia Wheeler all the way for the layup.
Well, that's a credit to Cooper and Coach Buford. They're continuing to fight and battle and play because they know that it's a long, long season. They got long, hard road ahead of them, and the more they continue to keep working at it and keep improving, they're going to be one of those teams to be reckoned with again.
Arnebeck, too strong with that one. Relaford the rebound. Relaford pushing it and was fouled by Smiley there. And that'll be number 4 on Smiley, who I think she wasn't going to concede that. I was like, I'm not just going to let you come and drive it right at me and shoot here. Relaford's free throw is good. And Wayzata will make some wholesale changes here now as Lindsay Mueller, number 11, reports in. Also 33 is Anna Koth. 44, Miranda Travis. And there's a rebound by Travis, in fact. That they turn it over. Relaford is fouled. Also 35 is Molly McKenzie. So Relaford to the free throw line.
Miranda Travis, her first.
Relaford missing on the first free throw. And makes the second. Arnebeck will bring it up court here against the pesty Relaford. Gets it down the lane, over to Travis, and it's good. Well, no matter what school you're at, you'd love it when somebody who comes off the bench late in the game is able to get a quick shot up and put it in.
Well, and back 20 years ago, it was you got your name in the paper then too, but with social media and all the things, it's not that big of a deal anymore, but that's good accomplishment for her.
Relaford got banged around a little bit on the way in, I think. And then that pass will sail all the way through Lindsay Mueller and out of bounds. So it will be, here's another look at the nice drive and dish. Coaches like that when somebody's ready to come, ready to play right off the bench. It's not that easy. You've been sitting for quite a while.
Yeah. Well, and you played your JV game, and and everything now starts to tighten up when you're on the bench for that long. And so yeah, coming in and showing that you're ready.
Nance coming back into the Cooper lineup. Arnebeck bringing it up. Kind of get the feeling they might want to be getting Arnebeck some time, you know, as a backup point guard if needed here. And so she's out there with, you know, a group of 4 new players who haven't been playing. Foul on Johnson there as she tried to block the shot by Travis.
Cooper's number 15, Johnson, her first personal.
Yeah, with such a deep bench, you know, you got to find ways to get some of those players that are 8, 9, 10 down there some good minutes so that they are ready, because, you know, in the course of a season, anything can happen, and each player has got to be ready to step up into another role. So the more minutes and more time you can get some of these younger players, it's going to help.
Travis gets 1 out of 2 to go. By the way, Bella Thomas, number 11, just checked in for Cooper for the first time as Relaford brings it to the front court. We're approaching a minute to play here. Wayzata in command. Levy lost it, and Arnebeck will come away with it for the Trojans.
Nice back
door, but missed the shot there as Koth got a good feed from Arnebeck, but just rushed it a little bit. Arnebeck getting set to trigger it in here for the Trojans. Finds Mueller, and she'll dump it back down low. Johnson batted it out of bounds. It'll be Wayzata ball here. Long inbound out top here. Koth now to Arnebeck. Driving into the lane and was fouled, and will shoot 2.
Cooper's number 11, Bella Thomas, her first personal.
Arnebeck's free throw is good. It's another good way to earn yourself playing time, is when you're consistent at the line. Coach Schumacher is going to make note of that and say, okay, I'm not afraid to have her in a game late. Now, obviously, this one's not a close one, but some of them will be. You see Wayzata's great balance tonight, 5 in double figures. Remember when I said, you know, they couldn't count on shooting that well again in the second half? They kind of almost have, it seems like. Travis rebounding it here, and then we'll get a reach-in foul on Johnson, so head to the other end for free throws.
Yeah, talk about consistency. 46 at half and 86 now, so another 40 points up. So 2 really good halves of basketball for Wayzata.
And Travis knocks down another. And makes a pair, so she's come off the bench and been productive with 5 points here, and it's 88-59 Trojans. Autumn Johnson turns, kind of slipped off her fingers there. Now Arnebeck. McKenzie drives and dishes, and the 3 put up won't go there for Koth. Might get one more crack at it here. Travis's pass, and it will be the final buzzer sounding, and Wayzata, in impressive fashion, stays undefeated here tonight. Bart, boy, there's a lot to like about their team. They win at 88-59, and to be honest, I think Cooper's a little better team than what this score ends up looking like. It's just Wayzata played that well tonight.
Yeah, that's, I think, a combination of Wayzata and the way they played. And Cooper's not at full strength right now, so hopefully their players can get healthy, and they'll be a team to be reckoned with, no question about it. But Wayzata very, very impressive tonight.
So the Trojans to a big victory. We will come back to hear from Wayzata in just a moment. Your final is 88-59 Trojans.
The first time I met Morris, the door flew open and I got this larger-than-life personality talking at the top of his lungs.
Hey, how you doing today?
Oh, man. Oh, I totally forgot. Hold on, let me get this for you. Oh. Just had a magnetic energy. So I thought, all right, we're definitely going to be friends.
Drop off a warm meal and get more than you expect. Volunteer at americaletsdolunch.org.
America, let's do lunch.
There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread and kissed them all soundly.
Lights out. Good night.
And put them to bed. Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org.
Welcome back here to Wayzata. The Trojans impressive tonight, beating Cooper 88-59 to stay unbeaten. We're joined by just a couple of the players who were in double figures tonight, starting with Callie Tyson. And boy, your team was very efficient offensively here tonight. You know, talk about this performance. How impressed were you with what your girls did tonight?
Yeah, I think we did a really good job. It was our first real challenge, I would say, and we were able to get it in and out and knock down threes, and everyone had a big game, so it was good.
Obviously, it's a new year, but did it kind of have your attention that Cooper won a state title last year? You know, even though it's in 3A, obviously that's a big accomplishment to that. Did it have everybody ready tonight because of that?
Yeah, for sure. They're a great team, and we knew we had to come in strong, and I think we did that right from the start, so that was great.
We were talking about during the game, it sure looks like you guys don't really care who scores. It's just whoever's open is going to get the ball. Is that a fun team to be a part of because of that?
For sure. We have such a good team culture. We all love each other, and it doesn't matter who scores, and anyone can go off any night. So that's just shows how great our team is.
Nice performance here tonight, Callie, and good luck as you head into this holiday time of year.
Thank you.
And Jenna Johnson, a nice performance as well. And you got a lot of weapons on this team. How much fun is it when the ball's moving like it is tonight?
Yes, for sure. We move it in and out really well, and it's fun to play with them. And in practice, just challenge each other every day. It's great.
Cooper's got some players, but you guys, what did you feel like was the key to sort of pulling away from them after they hung with you early on?
Yeah, I think just pushing the ball and then being relentless on the old boards.
You got a lot of different players who might lead you in scoring on any given night, and is it just kind of come naturally to share the ball the way that you guys do, or do you talk about it a lot, or a little of both?
Oh, we talk about a little bit, but obviously we're unselfish by nature, so we do a really good job of just pushing it in and out and moving the ball, and it comes natural. So, yeah.
7-0 so far. How do you like the way the team's played up to this point?
It's going good. We still have stuff to work on, but I'm feeling good about the season.
All right, Jenna, thanks for joining us, and have fun the rest of the season here. Jenna Johnson, one of the players who had a great game tonight for Wayzata as they improved to 7-0 with the victory over Cooper tonight by a final of 88-59. We hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast here. For Bart Iniger and all of our CCX crew, happy holidays from all of us at CCX, and good night from Wayzata High School.